15 Reasons Why Camilla Will Never Replace Princess Diana. Unfortunately for King Charles' wife, Queen Consort Camilla, she'll be forever compared to his first wife, the late Princess Diana. Camilla holding the title of Queen Consort is something many would have thought unbelievable 25 years ago, when the world's sweetheart Princess Diana died at age 36 in a car crash in Paris in 1997. Camilla became public enemy number one in the eyes of the British media. While most can agree that she did not deserve the treatment she received, Queen Consort Camilla will never replace Princess Diana in our hearts, and here are 15 reasons why. Number 1. Camilla and Prince Charles had an affair while Prince Charles was still married to Princess Diana. The fact that Camilla and King Charles had an affair while he was still married to Princess Diana is one of the first reasons that Camilla will never be able to replace Diana, at least in the eyes of the public. Camilla and King Charles actually met in 1970 after she had broken up with on-again, off-again boyfriend Andrew Parker Bowles, her future husband. Initially, her relationship with King Charles was actually her way of getting back at Andrew for hooking up with Princess Anne. Yeah, King Charles' sister Anne. Their relationship ended in 1972 when Charles joined the Navy. She ended up getting back together with Andrew Parker Bowles and married him in July 1973. While she settled into her new life as Mrs. Parker Bowles, raising 2 children, Tom and Laura, in the country, she and King Charles maintained a platonic friendship. Even though King Charles married Princess Diana in 1981, he still had serious feelings for Camilla, and the two began their full-blown affair in 1986, according to royal biographer Andrew Morton, in Diana, Her True Story, in her own words. That brings us to our second reason. Number 2. Camilla was known as the other woman. Camilla was the third person in the marriage between King Charles and Princess Diana. Princess Diana infamously said, "There were always 3 of us in this relationship. In my immaturity, which was enormous, I thought that he was very much in love with me, which he was, but he always had a sort of besotted look about him, looking back at it. But it wasn't the genuine sort," Princess Diana recalled. King Charles never told Princess Diana that he and Camilla used to date. She only found out about their history after she said yes to his proposal. According to reports, Diana confronted Camilla at a birthday party saying, "I know what's going on between you and Charles, and I just want you to know that." Camilla responded with, "You've got everything you ever wanted. You've got all the men in the world to fall in love with you, and you've got 2 beautiful children. What more do you want?" Diana said this in return, "I want my husband. It must be hell for both of you, but I do know what's going on. Don't treat me like an idiot." Number 3. Princess Diana was loved by the public. So the most obvious reason that Camilla will never be able to replace Princess Diana is the love the public had and still has for Diana. Princess Diana had an unmistakable charisma and friendliness that endeared her to the public. In fact, according to reports, 25 years after her death, Princess Diana is more popular than King Charles and the monarchy as a whole. Not only that, according to surveys conducted to assess how many people still love her or have a positive view of her, 7 in 10 Britons, 72%, hold a positive view of Princess Diana, including 34% who have a very positive opinion. On the other hand, Camilla has been vilified for years as the homewrecker who shattered the UK's fairy tale royal love story. And though her image has been mended since then, she still has not managed to garner even a quarter of the love from the public that Diana did. However, she's been accepted by the royal family, including Charles and Diana's 2 sons, Prince William and Prince Harry. In fact, in 2005, Harry rejected the image of her as a wicked stepmother, describing her as a wonderful woman, saying she's made our father very, very happy, which is the most important thing. Number 4. Style. Princess Diana was a style icon and trendsetter who appeared on the cover of Vogue 3 times during her lifetime. While Camilla's style was often criticized by the media, the case here is that Diana's fashion choices reflect her true self. She was bold, open, and daring, and she was definitely known for her love of high-end designers like Versace, Armani, Dior, Gucci, and Chanel. Other than that, her elegant and sophisticated evening wear was also something that added to her style, and her use of bold colors and prints made her fashion choices even more impressive. Diana's fashion choices were a reflection of her outgoing and confident personality. She was not afraid of taking risks and making bold statements with her clothing. On the flip side, Camilla's fashion choices have been criticized by the public and style critics for years. Most notably, her detractors seem to zero in on her unchanging middle-parted feathered hairstyle and almost complete disregard for clothing trends. She's often seen in traditional and subdued clothing with a focus on neutral colors and classic styles. Camilla's fashion choices are often seen as a reflection of her reserved and private personality. Overall, Diana and Camilla have very different fashion styles that reflect their unique personalities. Diana knew how to make a splash by just stepping foot on the red carpet, while it seems Camilla's not as comfortable in public, which is reflected in her clothing choices. Number 5. Charity and philanthropy. Another aspect where no one can touch Diana is in her charitable work. Her philanthropy is what earned her the title of Queen of Hearts and why she often outshone her husband at public events. She was absolutely adored by the public. She was involved in a wide range of charitable causes, most notably her work with people living with HIV and AIDS, landmine victims, and children in need, as well as raising awareness about mental health and domestic violence. On the other hand, Camilla's philanthropic efforts have generally been more low-key and focused on supporting specific causes, such as animal welfare and literacy. Many people even claim her philanthropic efforts have underlying political motives, though there's no truth to those claims. Queen Consort Camilla's work with military families and veterans, as well as organizations that support young people and those living with addiction, are still notable and noble causes to support, even if they weren't as publicized as Princess Diana's efforts. Number 6. Princess Diana was a mother to 2 future kings. Princess Diana gave birth to 2 sons during her marriage to King Charles, William and Harry, with Prince William being next in line for the throne. Princess Diana's grandson, Prince George, the firstborn son of Prince William and Princess Catherine, is third in line. On the other hand, Camilla's only a royal by marriage and does not have any blood ties to the future heirs of the throne. She has 2 children with her first husband, Andrew Parker Bowles, Laura and Tom. Number 7. A symbol of humanitarianism. Princess Diana is known for her soft-heartedness, charity work, and exceptional fashion sense. Diana earned a spot in the hearts of people around the world with her tireless humanitarian work and philanthropy. In fact, she was the president or patron of over 100 charities. While she was a working royal family member, she made several visits to countries around the world to show her support and raise awareness for multiple causes. In fact, she was so tireless in her humanitarian work that she earned the nickname the People's Princess. During her life, she worked with a lot of organizations such as Save the Children, the International Red Cross, and the National AIDS Trust. Despite her untimely death in 1997, her legacy continues to inspire people around the world to work towards making the world a better place. On the other hand, Camilla did not enjoy this immense fame and international popularity, and above all, she doesn't have the charisma and power that Princess Diana exuded. Camilla's been involved in various charitable organizations, but chooses to be a silent supporter rather than the face of an organization or cause. Additionally, her role as the wife of Prince Charles has been more focused on supporting him in his official duties rather than pursuing her own humanitarian work. Number 8. Princess Diana was young and relatable. Princess Diana always had an enthusiastic approach to any task she undertook. She knew how to connect with people both in person and through the camera. Her body language signals were aimed not just at her beloved sons and the people meeting her, but at the wide public via the cameras. Diana treated the cameras as a connector to the public, and she treated the public as friends. On top of that, as Diana began sharing more of her personal struggles like her battles with depression and eating disorders with the public, more and more people found her to be even more relatable, which only helped her popularity. On the other hand, Queen Consort Camilla is seen as more distant and less relatable. She's much more private than Diana ever was, which could be due to the fact that she was the other woman in the breakdown of King Charles and Princess Diana's marriage, and was battling a negative public image from the very beginning. Number 9. Princess Diana liked to live life on her terms. Princess Diana was a free spirit and unapologetically herself. She wasn't afraid of breaking protocols, she was daring, and she often bent royal protocols while expressing herself and her creativity. She was a pioneer of sorts in many ways. For example, she was the first royal to openly discuss her personal struggles, such as her battle with bulimia and her tumultuous and unhappy marriage to King Charles. Princess Diana was also the first member of the royal family to be photographed in denim. In contrast, Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, tries to maintain royal protocols at all costs. She's not as heavily involved as Diana was with her philanthropy and chooses to be a silent supporter instead. Camilla's taken a back seat to her husband, King Charles, allowing him to take the lead and support his endeavors. And though both women have made their own mark on the royal family, Princess Diana was a pioneering figure in terms of expressing herself, regardless of how much the royal family disapproved, while Camilla takes a more traditional approach to following royal protocol. Number 10. Personality. Another glaring difference between Princess Diana and Queen Consort Camilla is their extremely distinct personalities. Princess Diana was a natural leader and a role model to many. She was always front and center supporting her numerous charities and causes, and never shied away from the camera. Diana was dedicated to her children and always tried to give them the most normal upbringing their status would allow. She had amazing style and had the media waiting anxiously at every red carpet she was set to appear on. Diana had a light in her life, and her ambition and strength always shone through. Diana was open about her marital and mental health struggles, which endeared her to the world. On the other hand, Camilla has more of a closed-off, reserved public persona. She's apparently known for her sense of humor and love of the outdoors, and according to several journalists who have interviewed her, she's very approachable, easy to talk to, warm, friendly, and funny. She still supports many charities, just not as publicly as Princess Diana did, and has definitely taken a more active role in her royal duties over the past few years, but still maintains a lower profile than her husband, King Charles. Number 11. Princess Diana was a trailblazer for the royal family. Princess Diana was a trailblazer in her own right, challenging traditional norms and using the power her public position came with to advocate for mental health and other important causes she felt strongly about, namely HIV/AIDS and several children's hospitals. Diana was very aware of her actions and knew her every move was being carefully followed by the media. Thus, she used her public platform to raise awareness for many important causes. I do things differently because I don't go by a rule book, because I lead from the heart, not the head, Diana told Martin Bashir in the infamous 1994 BBC interview. That's got me into trouble in my work. I understand that. But someone's got to go out there and love people and show it. According to Paul Burrell, Diana's former butler, she used to regularly take her sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, to McDonald's for dinner on Saturday nights. They used to grab a Big Mac and fries before returning home to watch the TV show Blind Date. This was one of the simple ways Diana tried to bring a touch of normalcy to her royal sons' lives. Camilla, on the other hand, seems much more rooted in tradition and doesn't stray far from royal protocol. She maintains a strong support role for her husband, King Charles. Number 12. Personal life. Another major difference between Princess Diana and Queen Consort Camilla is Diana's tragic and dramatic personal life, which on one hand made the public love her, and on the other hand took a massive toll on her mental health. Princess Diana revealed that she struggled with feelings of isolation and loneliness during her marriage to King Charles, which was plagued by infidelity, recriminations, and pointed press leaks from the very beginning. In fact, the infidelity rumors were rooted in truth, and the other woman King Charles was seeing was in fact Camilla. Apart from her tumultuous marriage to King Charles, Diana also faced intense media scrutiny in every aspect of her life. While Camilla's not as open with her own personal struggles as Princess Diana was, she did face intense media backlash once news of her affair with King Charles became public. Number 13. Princess Diana was more down to earth. We've already mentioned how much the public loved Princess Diana. She was open and honest about her own personal struggles with mental health, her eating disorder, and her marriage struggles. She was the first member of the royal family to open up to the public, and that immediately made the public love her even more. Whenever she was out in public, she would always spend time speaking with the crowds and would always take time to chat with patients in the hospital she visited. As mentioned previously, Camilla's also a huge supporter of many charities, but isn't as public with her support as Diana was. Camilla is a much more private person, which was infinitely more obvious to the public after someone as open as Diana. Camilla's content to follow royal protocols and play support to her husband, King Charles. Number 14. Duties as a royal family member. When you're part of the royal family, as a working royal more specifically, you have duties and a direct connection to the public that even celebrities don't often have. Princess Diana knew exactly how to use her platform to bring attention to the causes she felt strongly about, and did so at every opportunity. Her support for charities gained her international recognition, especially in the areas of HIV/AIDS and advocating for children's rights. Camilla still supports many charities, but from more of a back seat. She prefers to stay out of the spotlight and support King Charles in his endeavors. Number 15. Public acceptance. Princess Diana's death in the car crash in France in 1997 sent shockwaves through the world. She was and will always be known as the People's Princess, and was loved by so many for her tireless charity work and openness about her life and struggles. Although Camilla may have taken Princess Diana's place as King Charles' wife, it's hard to imagine her ever replacing Diana in the eyes of people around the world. The two women could not be more different in the way they approach their royal duties and what they share with the public. Camilla's faced media criticism and public scrutiny for her role in the breakdown of the marriage between King Charles and Princess Diana. While she's done a lot of work to fix her public image, she's still known by many as the other woman. There you have it, 15 reasons why Camilla will never replace Princess Diana. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Also, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook to get even more royal updates.